Today's project is one that's very special to me. I've been wanting to make this for a while, and I finally am getting around to making it. If you are a long-time viewer or subscriber of my channel, you've probably seen the poster light box that I made a couple years ago that I put, I think, a Ninja Turtle poster in at the time. It's got, I think, a Deadpool in it now, so it's still, I still use it. It's still in my office. It's awesome. Well, I'm going to make a similar project to that one, except it's not going to be near as costly as that one was. If you remember, that one had the snap frame that cost like around $60, $65 for that frame, plus all the LED lights and the electronics. And the reason why this was so special is this is there's a song by Shinedown that's called "How Did You Love," and that song is just it's just an awesome song to me. And if you haven't heard it, go check it out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get to the table saw, and we're just going to cut out a simple box. And this will be an easy project. I'm going to build the whole thing out of these two pieces of board. This is a 1x8, and the reason why I'm using it is because I'm going to do a cool little trick with some dowels, and I will need this for that rather than using plywood for that part. And then the other part is I'm going to put a piece of 5mm paneling or plywood on the back of it to hold it. We're going to follow the same directions I did for that box. And you can see me here as I'm cutting these boards on the table saw. I'm just going to cut these down to 3 inches wide to begin with, and then we'll go ahead and measure out to get our box together. We still have to figure out some angles because I actually have the plexiglass already made, so I'll have to do some fancy finagling to get this together. But since the project's going to be painted, you'll see me just attach this with a couple of screws in the side and some brad nails to hold it in place, and then I'll put some screws in. We'll put some putty or spackling on it, and that will wrap that up with no problem. For this part, I'm going to cut this 11 3/4 inches long. I'm going to cut a rabbet in this right here. I've got it about 1/4 inch from the edge. I'll go ahead and do it in all 4 of my boards, and I haven't cut my other ones to length yet, so I'll cut the whole thing this way so it'll already be notched in there properly. The first thing I'm going to do before I cut the top piece to length is I'm going to clamp it to my workbench. And next, I'm going to drill a couple of holes in this right in the center. And this will be so that we can accept a dowel through here, and you'll see what it's for here in just a few minutes. So now that we got these lined up, we're going to go ahead and take the clamp off and take it to the table saw. Okay, this piece has not been cut to final width yet, as you can tell. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is on the side where I drilled the 2 holes, I'm going to go ahead and cut my groove there just like I did on my other pieces. I've lined the table saw up right here, and it's going to accept it on the far edge there. So now we're just going to simply go ahead and make this pass. First we'll raise our blade up, okay? Loosen our fence. So right there is where it lines up with the edge of our last cut. We want to move it over just a little bit more than that, where that outside tooth is perfect with the blade, just like that. So you can see we're going to make our cut right where the board goes back to being its normal thickness, if that makes sense. So now you can see what we have is we have our board here just like this, and we'll put some dowels in there, and these dowels will go into these 2 holes just like this. Now we need to cut this board to the final width. So here you can see, we'll be able to, I'm going to glue it down to this board right here, this top piece, and then the bottom piece will accept that in there to help line this up with the frame. So we don't want to get glue on this piece here where we accidentally glue the dowels in or glue this to that board. So I'm going to go ahead and slide these dowels in just like this. So to help make sure it doesn't stick, I'm going to just take some masking tape and put down here around these pins. Alright, let's put some glue on this dowel now. And we'll even put just a little bit here in the holes. So just like that, we'll let that sit for a few minutes, and then we'll pull it out. So what I have here is two of my 3-inch pieces that are the same width as the bottom and the top. One of these will go on the bottom against the back. This will just help me square everything up and line it up and make sure everything's solid, and it'll give me a place to attach the 5mm plywood to it once I get ready to do that part. This top board, I'm going to go ahead and cut at a 45-degree angle in the middle, and we'll use that as the French cleat style. We're going to start with this top piece here. It's going to go just inside here, set it in there, line it up on the sides. We're going to do the same on this bottom piece here. And this will just help square up those sides when I glue the sides on this thing. And here you just want to make sure that it's square from one, and then make sure that these grooves here for your frame is going to line up. And it looks pretty good, so we'll just put a couple brad nails in this. I'm just going to throw a little glue down and pop a few brad nails in this. Now you can see as we got the box going together on this end, this will just slide down in there just like that to hold it in place. No problem at all. So we'll go and put that down in there just like that. Everything lines up nicely. We're going to go and cut these excess dowels off. I did a couple things here off camera. First, I cut this little notch in there, and second, I drilled this hole in the bottom of this. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this wire in here just like this. And I'm really not worried about those loops on the corners. It looks, I guess you could say, ugly here, but once you get the cover on it, you'll never even know that that's what it looks like. And now we will cut it right here on this line. And it's got a cut scissor marks on there. I will plug it in, and there it is. It looks great. So for this one, I'll actually have a switch. You can see it right here. If I'd have known I was going to do this from the beginning, I would have somehow put it inside the sidewall so it would be hidden, but I didn't know I was going to get it. And I had a hard time finding what I wanted to do for this because I couldn't find a sheet of translucent white covering that would look good for this. So what I ended up buying is one of these pieces of, like, for a fluorescent light cover. That's what this is. Next, we'll put this guy in. And finally, this should fit in there. Just like so. We'll push these in together. Remember the dowels? I was talking about this earlier. Got our holes drilled, so we're going to put this right in there just like that. And there it is. It lines up perfect. And there it is. That's going to wrap up this project here. This project I think turned out great. If you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button so you can see more videos I have coming out on my channel. And if you did like this video, go ahead and click a thumbs up down there and give me a like on this video. For the YouTube algorithm thing, that means good things for me if you do that. So I would appreciate it if you could give me the thumbs up. Thanks again for watching, and as always, y'all will see me next time.